Imagine waking up to a message that knows your future, warns you of your doom, and no matter what you do, it's always right. What would you do if the next text was about your own death? Welcome to Midnight Terrors, where fate is written and there's no way out. The first warning. That night, as he was getting ready to leave work, his phone buzzed. A simple notification from an unknown number. Don't take your usual route tonight. He frowned, staring at the message. No sender, no explanation, just a cryptic warning. He let out a small scoff, assuming it was either a prank or a mistaken message meant for someone else. Without giving it a second thought, he shoved his phone into his pocket and took the same path he always did. The city streets were eerily quiet. The dim glow of streetlights flickered, casting long, distorted shadows. As he walked down the familiar alley shortcut, a strange sensation washed over him, an unshakable unease, as if someone was watching. He quickened his pace, dismissing it as paranoia. But then, it happened. A deafening crash split through the silence. A speeding car skidded violently into the intersection just ahead. Tires screeched, metal twisted, and in the blink of an eye, the impact sent debris flying in all directions. A motorcyclist caught in the chaos was thrown into the air, landing with a sickening thud. People screamed. The smell of burning rubber filled the air. His heart pounded. He froze in place, his mind racing back to the message. Don't take your usual route tonight. Had he arrived just a few moments earlier, that could have been him. For the first time, doubt crept in. The message wasn't random. It wasn't meaningless. Someone, something, knew what was about to happen. And the warnings had only just begun. The warnings seemed like mere coincidences, strange but dismissible. But as days passed, they became disturbingly precise. A message arrived one evening. Leave the cafe now. He frowned, glancing around the quiet space. It was late, the place nearly empty, except for a couple by the window. He hesitated. It wasn't storming outside, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Then, 30 seconds later, a car lost control and crashed violently through the cafe's glass storefront, sending tables and chairs flying. The impact knocked the couple to the ground, their screams slicing through the chaos. He had stayed just a moment too long. A deep cut burned across his arm, blood dripping onto the floor. He staggered back, his pulse erratic. Whoever or whatever was sending these messages knew. The next warning came in the dead of night. Don't turn off your lights. It's watching. His breath hitched. The moment he ignored it and flicked off the lamp, his apartment plunged into darkness, and immediately, impossibly, his phone lost all signal. Then came the noise, a faint scratching against the window. Something was outside, pressing against the glass, its shape blurred by the street lamp's dim glow. Cold terror spread through him. This wasn't just luck. This wasn't surveillance. Something not human was guiding his every move. But was it trying to save him? Or drag him deeper into its grasp? At first, the warnings seemed random, odd, unsettling, but ultimately dismissible. A coincidence, perhaps? A prank? But as the days passed, he started noticing something strange. These weren't just warnings. They weren't meaningless texts from an unknown number. Every message arrived before an event occurred. Every message contained a precise warning about what was going to happen. And every time he ignored it, disaster unfolded right in front of his eyes. Then, he noticed something even more chilling. The time between each message and the predicted event was shrinking. At first, the warnings came 6 hours before the incident. Then, they arrived 3 hours prior. Then, just 2 hours. Then, 1 hour. It was as if something, or someone, was drawing closer. as if the gap between him and whatever force was controlling his fate was tightening. And then came the message that changed everything. 2 minutes. Don't open the door. His breath caught in his throat. 2 minutes? How? Who? Why? He couldn't move. His body was locked in place, frozen with dread as he stared at the front door. Sweat collected on his brow. His fingers trembled. Then, just as predicted, a soft knock echoed through the silence. Then, a second knock, heavier this time. Then, a third. Violent. Then, scraping, as if something, or someone, was trying to force the door open. This wasn't just some anonymous messenger delivering warnings. This wasn't about random accidents or unforeseen dangers. Something was here. Something knew exactly where he was. And the worst part? The warnings were getting closer and closer, until soon there would be no warnings at all. Only one final message. It's time. At first, the texts were unsettling but vague. Warnings about accidents, disasters, and deaths that seemed disconnected from his life. He could still pretend that the messages were just eerie coincidences, some bizarre phenomenon beyond his understanding. But then, the messages started addressing him by name. Elias, don't stay out late tonight. But then, the messages started addressing him by name. Elias, don't stay out late tonight. He stopped, staring at his phone screen, feeling his stomach tighten. It was the first time the mysterious sender had spoken to him directly. Before, the warnings had felt impersonal, detached, like a ghostly whisper about things beyond him. Now it was different. It knew him. His mind raced. How could this thing, this unknown force, know who he was? As the days passed, the warnings became more intimate. The texts spoke of events tied to his own life, his routines, his choices, his secrets. You should skip work tomorrow. He ignored it. The next day, an accident occurred at his office. A fire in the break room that nearly engulfed the building. You're not safe at home. Someone has been inside. A chill ran down his spine. He searched his apartment, heart pounding, but found nothing until he checked the window. The latch was unlocked, something he was sure he had secured the night before. Then came the message that shattered all doubt. Stop pretending you don't see me. His breath hitched. His fingers trembled as he clutched his phone. He darted his gaze around the room, his pulse hammering against his ribs. The walls seemed to close in. Had he seen something? His mind reeled. Flashes of moments passed through his memory. A shadow moving just out of sight, a flicker in the corner of his vision. The nagging, creeping feeling that something had been following him for days, weeks, maybe longer. He stared at his phone, and for the first time he responded. Who are you? No reply. Hours passed. And then, you already know. For weeks, Elias had received warnings, cryptic, unsettling messages that predicted disasters before they happened. He had ignored some, obeyed others, but one thing remained constant. The texts never lied. Then came the message that sent ice through his veins. Don't trust your closest friend. He will betray you soon. Elias read the words over and over, his pulse quickening. His closest friend, Adam, had been by his side for years. The thought that he could hurt him felt absurd, unthinkable. Yet the messages had never been wrong before. Paranoia seeped into Elias's mind like poison. Every interaction with Adam became riddled with doubt. He scrutinized his words, his gestures, the way his eyes darted around when they spoke. Had he always been so secretive? Or was Elias just seeing what he wanted to see? Then, one evening, Adam invited Elias over for drinks, just the two of them. Decline his offer. You're not safe. The message arrived just minutes before Elias was supposed to leave. He froze. His hands trembled as he hovered over his phone, debating. But declining meant admitting the messages were real. It meant accepting that Adam was a threat, and Elias wasn't ready to believe that. So he ignored the warning and went anyway. The night started off normal. Laughter, shared memories, the same easy camaraderie they'd always had. But as the hours passed, something felt off. Adam was quieter than usual. His smiles didn't reach his eyes. Then Elias noticed the kitchen knife resting just within Adam's reach, and for the first time, he felt truly afraid. Leave now. The message flashed on his screen. Then Adam spoke, his voice too calm, too rehearsed. You know, Elias, there's something I need to tell you. Elias swallowed, his heart hammering. Something inside him screamed that if he stayed another moment, he wouldn't be walking out of this house alive. Elias forced a smile, trying to steady his shaking hands. What is it, Adam? Adam stared at him for a long moment, his expression unreadable. Then he reached for the knife. Every muscle in Elias's body tensed. The phone in his pocket vibrated again. He didn't need to look. He already knew what the message said. Run. Adam's fingers wrapped around the handle. His grip was firm, practiced, as if this wasn't hesitation, but certainty. Elias shot to his feet, his chair scraping against the floor. Adam stood as well, eyes dark, lips slightly parted, as if about to say something. But Elias didn't wait. He bolted toward the door. Adam lunged after him. Elias's hands fumbled for the doorknob, but Adam was fast, too fast, grabbing Elias's wrist, yanking him back. The force knocked Elias off balance, sending him crashing into the table. His phone hit the floor. Another message flashed on the screen. You were too late. A sharp, burning pain exploded in his side. He gasped, barely registering the warm rush of blood spreading across his shirt. Adam's voice was gentle, almost regretful. I didn't want it to end like this. Pain blurred Elias's vision, but instinct roared inside him. Move, run, survive. He twisted free, pushing Adam back with all the strength he had. The knife clattered onto the floor, blood dripping from its tip. Elias grabbed his phone and staggered toward the door, forcing it open, ignoring the protests of his own battered body. Don't stop. Keep running. The street outside was empty, eerily silent. He'd barely made it to his car, hands shaking as he fumbled with the keys. As he slammed the door shut, Adam stepped outside. He wasn't running anymore. He wasn't even angry. He was simply watching. Elias's phone vibrated. It's not over. He turned the key. The car wouldn't start. His heartbeat thundered in his ears. He tried again. The engine sputtered, then died completely. His headlights flickered. The street lamps around him dimmed, as if the very air was suffocating. His phone buzzed once more. You can't escape. Elias glanced in the rearview mirror and saw a figure standing behind his car. Tall, motionless, watching. Not Adam, not human. The temperature inside the car dropped. Elias exhaled, watching his breath come out in thin, misty wisps. His phone lit up with one last message. Your time has come. You have two paths. Choose. Terror strangled his throat. His pulse pounded against his ribs, screaming for him to run, fight, do anything. But his body was frozen. Then, a voice whispered from behind him. It's time. A hand, impossibly cold, rested on his shoulder. Everything collapsed into darkness. Elias awoke in a dim, decayed room. No windows, no doors, no way out. Only a single old phone sitting on the floor, its screen glowing softly. He crawled toward it, heart hammering, hands sticky with blood that wasn't his own. A message appeared. You are now the sender. Warn them, before it's too late. A sinking, horrifying realization hit Elias. He wasn't the victim anymore. He was part of the cycle, just like the messages that had haunted him, just like the warnings that had come too late. Now, he would be the one sending them. Somewhere miles away, a young man's phone buzzed. "Don't take your usual route tonight." He frowned, staring at the unknown number, wondering if he should ignore it. And far away, trapped in the void, Elias screamed, knowing no one would ever listen. No one ever escaped. And neither would he. And so, our story comes to an end. Or does it? Share the comments, and your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more chilling. Like and subscribe for more chilling stories. See you next time on Bwechit Tws. Next time on Midnight Terrors. If it's not already. Midnight Terrors Too Late. If it's not already too late.